Hazrat Ayesha, bint Abu Bakr, also known as Aisha, holds a profound and revered place in Islamic history as the wife of the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, and a highly respected scholar, teacher, and companion. Her life is a compelling story of devotion, intelligence, bravery, and resilience. Through her contributions to Islamic teachings, her intimate knowledge of the Prophet's personal and public life, and her devotion to the preservation and spread of Islam, Hazrat Ayesha's legacy has inspired generations. Early life and marriage to the Prophet. Hazrat Ayesha was born in Mecca to Abu Bakr, one of the Prophet Muhammad's closest friends and a prominent leader among the early Muslims, and Ruman. Her father's close relationship with the Prophet had a significant influence on her upbringing. Hazrat Ayesha was known for her intelligence and keen observation from a young age, and her father educated her deeply in religious and social matters. When she was still young, she was betrothed to the Prophet Muhammad, PUH. The marriage, though criticized by some for her young age, was culturally and socially common at the time and was based on her strong familial bond to the Prophet, as well as her father's closeness to him. The marriage between Hazrat Ayesha and the Prophet is notable for the depth of affection and mutual respect they shared. Hazrat Ayesha was known to be spirited, curious, and sometimes playful, and the Prophet was said to enjoy her wit and intelligence. She was able to question and debate with him, creating a unique companionship. This dynamic contributed to her later role as a leading authority on the Prophet's sayings, Hadith, and an important figure in the transmission of Islamic knowledge. Contributions to Islamic knowledge. Hazrat Ayesha's role in Islam extended beyond her life with the Prophet. Her contribution to the spread and interpretation of Islamic teachings remains one of her most notable legacies. After the Prophet's death, she continued to live in Medina and became a prominent teacher and advisor, particularly to younger Muslims who sought her guidance. Her knowledge of the Quran and Hadith was unparalleled among her peers. She is attributed with narrating over 2,200 hadiths, covering a wide range of topics from theology and law to personal conduct and the Prophet's private life. Her scholarly influence also paved the way for a greater understanding of women's roles and rights within Islam. For instance, she actively interpreted verses of the Quran, adding depth to the religious knowledge of her time. Her vast memory, combined with her ability to communicate complex religious ideas in a simple and accessible way, made her an invaluable source of wisdom. Hazrat Ayesha taught at her home in Medina, attracting students and scholars from across the region. Many of her students were later influential figures in Islamic jurisprudence, spreading her teachings far and wide. Her household became a center of learning, and she emphasized the importance of understanding the context behind the Prophet's actions and sayings. This led to a more nuanced approach to Hadith, which has shaped Islamic scholarship for centuries. Role in key historical events. Beyond her contributions to Islamic jurisprudence, Hazrat Ayesha was also directly involved in significant historical events during the early years of Islam. One of the most notable was the incident of the necklace, where she was accused of impropriety after being left behind by a caravan. Her innocence was later confirmed through a divine revelation, Surah An-Nur 20:11-20, which reinforced her position and reputation among the Muslims. This incident served as an important lesson in trust and truthfulness and resulted in the establishment of strict guidelines regarding slander in Islam. Another crucial event in her life was her involvement in the Battle of the Camel. This battle was fought between the supporters of Caliph Ali and those who opposed him after the assassination of the third Caliph, Uthman. Although her intentions were initially to seek justice for Uthman's murder, Hazrat Ayesha later regretted the conflict and expressed deep sorrow over the violence that ensued. Her participation in this event has been a topic of significant historical debate, but it also highlighted her courage and her deeply held sense of justice. Despite her regret over the outcome, her involvement underscored her active role in political matters and showed that women in early Islam could have significant influence in public affairs. Legacy and impact. Hazrat Ayesha lived for several decades after the Prophet's passing, spending her later years in Medina, where she continued to teach and guide the Muslim community. She passed away at the age of around 65 and was buried in Jannat al-Baqi, the cemetery of Medina, alongside other prominent figures of early Islam. Her legacy remains deeply rooted in Islamic history. Her commitment to scholarship set a precedent for future generations, especially for women seeking knowledge and education in Islamic teachings. Many of her teachings, actions, and hadiths are referenced in classical Islamic jurisprudence texts, and she is revered for her intellect, courage, and devotion to Islam. Today, Hazrat Ayesha is celebrated not only as one of the Prophet's wives, but also as an independent and knowledgeable woman who helped shape the foundations of Islamic scholarship. Her life story encourages Muslims, particularly women, to seek knowledge and to approach religious matters with intelligence and curiosity. Her resilience in the face of adversity, dedication to the pursuit of knowledge, and profound love for the Prophet continue to inspire Muslims around the world.